Well, folks, there have been many movies that I have seen and many more that I want to see. And the latest one is Sci-Fi. Now, in the 1990s, you had all these sci-fi fantastic movies come about. You know, you had your Event Horizons, you had your Matrixes, etc. So they all come out. Some that are cult classics and some that are considered literally groundbreaking, a la The Matrix. Well, I recently discovered one myself called Dark City. And I'm like, all right, what is Dark City about? This movie is anachronistic. You don't know exactly when it's going to take place. There are cars. There are light bulbs. There's a man who awakens, and he's discovered that he has committed murders that he does not remember. So, he awakens, receives a phone call saying, if you want to live, get the heck out of that room. Who are you? I'm a doctor. I can help you out. And he goes and recovers his identity. He recovers his wallet at an automat, which was just to help sit in pace. And he finds that he has a wife he does not remember. And he's like, what's going on here? He's being chased by the police and the people who are dressed of a hive, collective/hive mentality called the Strangers in this really cool black cape. It's a 1998 movie that was literally 1 year before The Matrix, and some people say, oh, it's a Matrix ripoff. No, this one got actually promoted first, and even some of the set pieces were donated to the Matrix production, which I found to be really cool. So, yeah, you could see some influence. You could see the big city, the gritty, nasty colors, which present just this kind of dystopian, almost urban, just like something's wrong with this environment. It's like, what's going on here? Well, it turns out these strangers, every night, they have what's known as the tuning, if you will. This is where they amplify their psychic powers into a gigantic clock and cause this whole city to just freeze. Just stop for the night. And they implant new memories in them, and thus giving them completely new identities and lives. I'm like, oh, I like what I see here. And lo and behold, that our hero is unaffected. Why? Turns out he's like the next branch in the evolutionary ladder, and it's up to him to stop all these baldos. So he also remembers a city called Shell Beach. What is going on with the city? He wonders. Asks the people, how do I get to Shell Beach? Oh yeah, I've heard of Shell Beach. Where is it? I don't remember. So it's ultimately a race to find who these strangers are. How he has to deal with his feelings of, does he love his wife or not? And ultimately, what exactly is this Dark City? So, for roughly the first, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, it's like, I thought this was going to be one of those movies where way too much stuff gets introduced, and it's just going to be a mess. But it is not a mess. It's just, I always look for a great build-up and expectation. The expectations are, okay, it's going to be a lot of action in the city. There's a lot of action in the city. What's the build-up going to be? Is it going to be that the strangers are going to take over? Are they going to be immortal beings, kind of like Agent Smith from The Matrix? No, they get taken out with bullets. I'm like, okay. It fits all very well within the narrative. The most famous person is the Doctor, who is Kiefer Sutherland, Donald's son, of course. We got Jennifer Connelly as the wife. Ian Richardson, who plays the main stranger who has the most sunken-in eyes that you've ever seen in your life. And I'm like, what the heck? So, it achieves a great balance of the individualism, trying to find the city, and, of course, trying to defeat the aliens. It builds up, but it feels like, to me, it felt like that there was just going to be this climactic battle. Surprisingly, there was, but it was well executed. As we get to see all the weaker guys get taken out, and then the actual villain himself, he does put up a fight, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. It was just special effects spectacular, but that's what this movie is. It has some special effects, but it also feels like the city itself is a character. That's what I love. It's not like the buildings are going to grow a face and talk like, oh, hello, my name is Jerry McClane. Yes. That would be funny, but it's more of it's a visual flair. That's what it is. The building's rising 45 minutes in. All the leather that the aliens wear, or the strangers wear, I'm just like, wow. there's some closed environments. In fact, the doctor is sitting in a pool a couple of times. We find out that the aliens are hydrophobic, and we also find out that they are heliophobic. They have a fear of the light, which causes them to just get weakened. Okay. Music is good. It's techno, sci-fi, things like that. What happens at the end is actually it feels like a proper ending where we eventually see the city. It's actually been turned away from the sun because the heliophobia. You can't make this up, but overall, I found this movie. It's just. If I did have a couple of problems, it felt like the world could have been explored a little bit more of the sci-fi element, I guess. Some people may find the character, the protag, to be about as lively as bricks. But you know what? As a movie that combines all the late 90s sci-fi movies and everything else, with a plot that is fine. It doesn't get too in-depth, but it gets in-depth enough to where it does make you question your own individuality to a point, which blends well with all the action and the sci-fi. I found that to be a very nice balance, you know? For this movie, I actually recommend it. So if you ever get the chance, go find it. It's probably on Tubi or whatever. Just keep in mind, know exactly what you're getting into. This movie is about 110 minutes long, 109 minutes. So if you ever get the chance, I recommend that you watch Dark City.